Lee JOONHWAN, guys. Remember the name. He might be a new superstar in the judo game. From Korea, 20 years of age, and in the last 2 Grand Slams he has taken gold. And at this one, at Ulaanbaatar, he took out Olympic champion Nagase Takanori. So incredible judo by Lee. And I like his style. He's got a lot of stamina, throws out a lot of ashiwaza, and well, he scored Ippon here with it. He often uses ashiwaza to set up his amazing seoi-nage, and he's also got an interesting kochigari into a kataguruma, which you'll see later in the finals. So round 2 now, and remember, Lee being not seeded very highly, he's currently 33 in the world rankings, so he had to go through 5 people, and by the time he got to Nagase, he had already won his first 2 rounds. So this is him in round 2, right-handed fighter, left fist right here. And you can see he's just always kind of on the move. Some readjustments of the gi, a little bit of ashiwaza, little shuffle left and right. And this sequence here, guys, take notes. If you've always wondered how to deal with a top grip, a big hand around the back like this, watch him moving, popping the shoulder out, using the elbow, flicking, pushing on the face, and now he's got his dominant grip. And that ashiwaza, just so dangerous all the time. There it is again, inside kochi on the other side, and this seoi-nage, I mean, once he hit the ground, he started rotating. It's incredible. So that's one Wazari, but one thing I like to look out for really good judoka is, do they just take the Wazari and coast, or do they actually go for the full Ippon? And that was amazing. It's quite incredible what he's doing, flicking, moving, feinting, all at the same time, and then the perfect entry. So good. So this is the fight here, the quarterfinal against Nagase, and I'm not sure about the refereeing in this fight. I think Lee probably deserved a 3rd Shido, but who am I? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a ref, and he got through Nagase, threw him for Wazari, so that's what matters, right? And just from the beginning of the fight, you could see Lee just, I mean, look at that, kochi into ochigari. Lee just looked the more kind of probable to throw, so in the end I think they got the right call. Look at this, jumping left-sided Tayatoshi, that Korean Tayatoshi that they love so much, and his defense is great as well. A lot of people would have gone over here against Nagase. So here comes the Wazari. So he gets 2 Shidos to his name for dropping down passively, and that's probably something he might want to clean up a little bit. But then he starts going on the attack, throws in a nice sode, and then this Wazari right here. Little kochi on the side, drops down from Morote Seoi-nage, rolls over. And Nagase, he's got no Shidos to his name. So we'll watch the remainder of the fight in full. And I'm not quite too sure about how judges do this, but for example, this is a definite drop down. So should it not be a Shido? Sometimes they let them away with a drop down, and other times they don't. And is it because he's got 2 Shidos and a Wazari on the board and he might lose from a drop down? Do they take these things into consideration? Or should it be a cold, hard call? So I don't know. I do think Nagase made a little bit of a mistake here. So here's the 2nd drop down after a 2nd Shido. That one there definitely should have been the 3rd in my opinion, but Nagase, this is the mistake. I think he shouldn't have gone for the attacks. I think he should have just tried to make Lee drop down again and force that 3rd penalty, because 2 drops, I mean, the 3rd one, if he dropped again, he was definitely going to get it. But that's hindsight, that's hindsight. So Lee puts in a final, last good attack. I don't know, maybe Nagase could have been a bit more defensive, could have made that one a little bit more passive. Time runs out, and Lee gets through, the Olympic champion. Into the semi-final now against Dewitt, and this was an interesting one. Some good attacks from both men and some really great defense from both guys as well. So Dewitt doing well to defend here, and later on there's a throw that Dewitt goes for, and I just can't believe that Lee got out of it. It's quite incredible. This one here, going in for the kochi makikomi, Dewitt defends well, so no scores on the board yet. Is that Korean Tayatoshi that they love so much. You'll see this more in the final, but this is the kochi to kataguruma that Lee does. he does that combination several times in the final, so he loves setting it up that way and with those grips as well. And here's the big throw from Dewitt. So big hand over the back, grabs the belt, leg across for the osoto, and then a huge haraigoshi makikomi. But Lee just manages to land on his butt, no back to the ground. Dewitt going for it again. I mean, it was a good attempt, and Lee gets the counter here. Still no scores on the board, can you believe it? And then Lee, he manages to get something. A nice kosodogake with the opposite foot. Usually you're doing it with your dominant hand, but gets it with the opposite foot. There's that sode. So Lee, he's just full of techniques. Lots of great techniques, good counters, good defense. And this is why I think he might be one of the next stars of judo. Still very, very young, 20 years of age, remember. Okay, this is the final now. And you'll see a lot of that kataguruma I was talking about. The kochigari into the kataguruma. Awkward grip as well. You see here, he does it again. He's got cross grips on both hands. So he's got a cross grip on the sleeve and a cross grip on the lapel. And this is the combination that secured a Wazari. Just an incredible combination. Love the yashiwaza to set it up. I think Lee took a little inspiration from Haga with this kochi ochi. Just tapping the legs. Didn't get his hips in there, but was just enough balance broken to get the throw done. Here's that kataguruma again. So Wazari up now, but still going for the scores. And then just manages to wind down the clock, but still going. So I like the aggressive judo, looking for the Ippon all the time. Great work by Lee. So what do you think of Lee, guys? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.